Today we're going to talk about a pouch that I really like, and this is the Tuff Possum Belt Pouch. But inside this pouch is even more intriguing. We've got an organizational system called the PocketRack. We're going to be talking about this today as well. So I hope you've got your cup of coffee. Let's go. So just a note before we get started, none of the items in this video were sent to me. These were all purchased by my own funds. All the links for all the gear will be down below in the description. And I do want to say we will be giving away one of these pocket racks for free, including the bands that go with them. So just make sure that you comment below that you're subscribed, and we'll select one random comment on March 1st. So make sure that that's the way that you can enter this giveaway. Okay, let's start things off by talking about the pouch itself. This is a small pouch by Tuff Possum Gear. This is called the Belt Pouch, and obviously it's for your belt. It is 5 inches wide, 4 inches tall, and about 3 inches deep. Now it can depend on the different size depending on how stuffed you have it, but you can fit a surprising amount of small items in this pouch. It's really versatile. On the rear, it's got 2-inch belt loops. You can actually use this to tuck in another knife if you would like to, something like that. Using it as a carry pouch, something to throw in a bag for some organization, or you can appropriately wear it on your belt. I have been wearing this on my belt for the last few weeks, actually. Been working around here on campus doing some different things, and I'll show you here in a little bit. It's 1000D Cordura, so it's going to be very strong, very tough, hence the name Tuff Possum, right? And these are made in the USA. And so if I was to give this a liter count, I'd say this is about a 1 liter inside pouch. And it's got 2 really nice YKK smooth zippers. Comes in 4 different colors. And before you check the links in the description, these are currently, at the time of making this video on the 15th of February, they are currently sold out. Now, there's restocks over and over and over again, probably once or twice a month on these. So sign up for that email list. There's not really drops per se, but these are about 40 bucks, and they're incredibly versatile, very well built and maintained. I think it's a mom and pop organization there. I think it's just a husband and wife who make these, and so they can only make a certain amount. So make sure you check this pouch out. It's a small mom and pop team. They'll make them as they can. So make sure you sign up to get notified of emails. They don't sell out incredibly quick. So the color that you want may be on sale very soon. All right, moving inside the pouch, let's go ahead and unzip. We got 2 YKK zippers here, pretty good tongue grips right here, and these are loops on the ends that you can use to attach to something, maybe a carabiner or anything like that. But I'll just go through the small tool pouch that I have. I have a roll of gaffer tape. Gaffer tape is incredible. This is by Gaffer Power, and you can get any number of different types of gaffer tape. I think this is 1-inch gaffer tape, and it really comes in handy putting stuff together, bonding cables as I do from time to time. So not much else to say about that, except it's really good tape. It's not the cheapest, but it's really good. Supposed to not leave a residue when you take it off, so that's always good for me in wrapping cables. The next thing I have is 2 ways of measuring, and I've got one tiny one and a big one, and that is a Bosch GLM 30 Laser Professional. And so this is a really good, you can see it's already doing 1 foot to the wall right here. It's a very good laser measure, and I'm always constantly having to measure rooms or bigger classrooms for different projector lengths and things like that. And so this comes in handy, and I use it quite a bit, probably twice a day at least. And then for smaller items, as I'm trying to figure out cable lengths, I've got a small tape measure here by Tech Accessories. This is titanium. It is a little pricey, but it is incredibly durable. It's 3 foot. And I love this little tape measure. It's auto retracting, so it'll go in there. As you can see, the little Tech Accessories logo right there. I usually have this on my person in my pocket anyways, and it's incredibly valuable. All right, there's not a lot of organization inside this pouch. As I pull out the PocketRack, and we'll go over everything on the PocketRack here and how I've got it put together. But as you can see, there's not any organization inside this pouch. These might look like pockets or whatever, but I would love to see a hook and loop added to the interior to be able to organize. But one thing that I found that I was using with the pouch was that I had all this jumbled stuff inside of it, and then I saw Earthling EDC's PocketRack video. Now, I have built this from source materials and EDC items that I have sourced myself. I printed this card out on PLA plastic, and I've got a giveaway. Let me get this one. I'm going to be giving away a black one of the same size. This is a 4.5, it's 4.5 inches long, 22 centimeters, or 2 3/4 inches wide. It's about the size of a little bit smaller than an index card. So 22, 2 3/4 wide, 14 centimeters. This is PLA printed plastic, and as you can see, there's really not anything defining about it except that it's just a piece of PLA plastic, and you've got these little notches at the top that are specifically designed to hold in these rubber bands, and I will tell you exactly about the rubber bands here in a minute. But as you can see, this is a stacked little organizational thing. This is a Lycra pouch that I got from Amazon. You can get these are stick-on Lycra pouches. This is actually an old thin battery that I had laying around, so I've got a USB battery. I can actually push one of the buttons here and check the charge, and it's got a 75% charge. This has only got, I think it's only about 1,000 milliamp hours, and so it's only going to give you a small charge, but it's meant to be, yeah, actually, I'm sorry, I'm completely wrong on that. It's 3,500 milliamp hours, and so it's going to give you at least maybe almost a full charge on an iPhone or a regular size phone of that size. The one downside is it does charge with USB, micro USB, not USB-C. So this is an older one, and you only get 1 amp out, 2 amps, 2.1 amps out, and so not really great. It's not going to fast charge anything, but it's going to get me where I need to go in a pinch. So let's start talking about some of the gear on this and how I've got it arranged. Now I've got these elastic bands, and you may see they look like very specific elastic bands. Well, they are. I found these on Amazon. These are 40 millimeter by 2 millimeter elastic bands. Now the giveaway that I'm giving away, I will send you plenty of these. I'm going to give you probably 12 of these, a dozen of these, because I got 100 of these for about 12 bucks on eBay. And as you can see, it comes from China, and so these are very specific though. They're 40 millimeters wide by 2 millimeters in diameter. So they're 2 millimeters and they fit perfectly. You can probably find these at a plumbing supply store. You can probably find these. These are kind of like O-rings. They're not really elastic rubber bands, but they're kind of like O-rings, and so you could probably find them in a number of different places. So you don't have to find them in the link that I'm providing. In fact, none of the links except for the little items inside here are going to be affiliate links. So let's go and let's start at the top. You'll notice that I've got these bands held in with some heat shrink right here. And what you do is, I'll show you how to put these on. You can actually snap these in and take these off like this. You don't have to take these off to get your gear out, but I'm just doing this to illustrate for you today. And they're actually in there pretty good. But I just basically put some heat shrink over the elastic bands to hold those items in place. It actually works really well. And the first item on the list is the Victorinox Rambler. This is my custom, Daily Customs green micarta scales Rambler. This has got a number of different tools. It's got an opener, a Phillips screwdriver, all sorts of stuff. It's got a file on it. It's got, of course, a regular blade on it. It's got your tweezers and your toothpick, obviously. And then, of course, it's got those Swiss Army scissors that are fantastic for cutting small things. I find that cutting small wires with these really works incredibly well. So the Rambler's a great one. You can fit any thicker or two thicker one. I wouldn't be able to fit a thin Alox in here, but you can fit a thicker, smaller SD size Victorinox in here. It's really nice. This is a really cool little light, and you can see how these kind of just pull out, and then I can replace them by pulling up the thing and then sliding it back in. But this is the Lumentop EDC 01. This is a neat little light, and you'll see it's got a pretty nice little throw. It's exactly what I need for looking inside of computers and servers and different things. Got a cool little grip right here. You've got a thing for a lanyard up at the top if you want to. This doesn't throw out a ton of lumens, but it is a really neat little light for like 12 or 15 bucks. It is not much at all. So highly recommend that. Looks really cool on the inside, and of course it's twist to operate. The only bad thing is it doesn't charge via USB or USB-C. It actually does run off of one AAA battery. So you've got one AAA battery there, and it lasts a reasonably long time because you're not throwing a ton of lumens out. This is for close stuff, not stuff that you're going to have, you know, you're not lighting up an entire hallway with this. You're not lighting up anything. You're looking inside of a small cubby or something like that with these. So that is the LumenTop EDC-01, a great, great little light. Very lightweight as well. Here I've just got a generic charging cable. You can find, these are a dime a dozen, but I've got it stuffed in here to where I can use it. This is a USB-A to USB-C. It's oddly enough, it's a Nintendo charger, and it's just like a 6-inch little cable. And I can, since everything that I have is USB-C, my iPad mini, my phone, everything that I'm using to diagnose different types of equipment is USB-C. So this is going to work perfectly. I can plug this in right here to the battery bank, and I can charge that and charge anything in a pinch that I need to. Very nice. Again, any USB-A to USB-C cable is going to work. You're not going to be charging super quick with a battery pack like this that's as thin as this, and I'll leave some in the description that are similar to this. I wasn't able to find this exact one that's as thin as this, but we'll get to the back here in just a moment. And you can see how these are arranged. I've got a piece of 2-inch gaffer tape going across the side just to keep those things from sliding. The PLA plastic does tend to be, it does have a rough texture, but it does tend to let things slide around a little bit. Now I've got here attached via some, well, actually I don't have to take that off because it's attached via Velcro. So I've got some Velcro on there, and what I can do is I can just slide this off, and I've got a bit set right in here that stays in place with these tiny little sliding boxes. It's really cool. And then for extra security, extra keeping it on there, I can put those plastic things on here. Now, I know what you're about to say. You're probably watching this and go, why doesn't he just use a multi-tool? Well, that's a great thing if I could find a multi-tool that I actually really wanted. This thing is actually really nice to be able to use single use. I can organize it however I want to, and it's really neat. So back here, I've got some Velcro so that I can take this off if I really want to, but it actually gives it a nice little lip to be able to get out of the way of these rubber washers, these rubber bands right here. Back here, I've got some of these Lycra pouches. Now, these little Lycra pouches are just super cheap. They're, of course, you know, made in China. You can get them on Temu. You can get them on anything else. I will be including one of these in the giveaway for this, but these are just simple little Lycra pouches that are designed for phones, but they're surprisingly nice at holding in small tools like this. So, of course, I have right here the Knipex Cobras, and these are the water pump. I think they're called the water pump pliers. I've got some grippy heat shrink on here that I put on here before Taylor Martin put it on his video, so I was ahead of him on that at least. But it's really neat to be able to use these, and it gives me an extra little grip. And I love being able to use these to tie in inputs, all sorts of different things that I can use here around campus, adjusting screws, pulling out bolts and different things like that on server racks, all sorts of different stuff. These, I mean, what else can you say about them? There's a ton of stuff that's already been said about them. They're incredible. This is a neat little thing that I found at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Now, this is a tiny little ratcheting wrench, and it is, you can barely see it on there, but it is a Power Torque brand. Now, this thing is tiny, as you can see, but I can use my bits on the other side. So if I slide this open, and I can use my bits on the other side to do any number of different tasks. I can put them in this one to use it as a ratcheting. See, it's a tiny little ratchet, but I can also put it on the end here and use it as a driver if I would like to. As you can see that. I can use it as a driver right here. And so again, they're magnetically held in place. Very nice little tool. This is not the cheapest little tool. I think it was like 17 bucks, but it comes with a complete bit set and a complete little set with it. And it fits just so nicely. Whoops, dumped all these out because I left that open. But you can see I can just put these bits back in when I don't need them anymore. I can slide this little thing on there, click, it's done, turn it over, and you can see here it fits really nicely in this Lycra pouch, but then if I put the Knipex pliers on top of it, it kind of holds those in place in a tidy little package. Now you could use this with the Tuff Possum pouch. You could use this as a pocket organizer as well. This would be pocketable in a larger pocket, or maybe inside of just using it as a backpack organizer. But that's my little toolkit. Let me know what you think. And make sure that you comment below for the giveaway. I'm gonna be giving away a black one with the orange. I'm gonna even include some of these rubber bands to go with it as well. Make sure you check out Earthling's EDCs, and I think his stuff is on here, yeah. So Earthling EDC there, he's got kind of the Creative Commons license on this. You can download this for free, and I'll put the link in the description below. But you can get this 3D printed at anywhere you can get stuff 3D printed, and it's really fantastic little system, and I love it. I'll be giving this one away with the rubber bands and the Lycra pouch for free to somebody who comments below randomly. Thank you very much for tuning in today. Really appreciate it. As always, God bless you and have a great week.